Carol, thank you very much for inviting me and certainly my colleagues. I'm sure my colleagues feel the same way. And thank you for your interest in certainly the program of the Skyscraper Museum and your interest in what goes on in this fabulous city of ours. And that you'd make it through past the rat and the noise to this subterranean brain trust. So glad we're all here. Let me start by saying I'm really happy that I have my job, and I really consider it a privilege to be able to work and participate in polishing this beautiful built environment that we have in New York City, and I'm a native New York City person. And also a privilege of being able to hopefully add value by building new in a wonderful part of the city as well. To me, the opportunity on Bond Street, being as wonderful a little one-of-a-kind street in the city, was that it's a very humanly scaled street. It's 2 blocks long, very wide, cobblestone, great texture on all sides, not only on the street front, but on the floor as well. And my vision for this building was to try to, first of all, make sure that I inhaled the environment and the neighborhood around me, because I was the new member of the neighborhood, and I think when developers come in, they should, I don't mean to preach about this, but at least what I do is I try to understand the environment that I'm in, not come in with a predetermined idea as to what I want to lay down and arrogantly do it. I think it's disrespectful, it's unneighborly, and I think in the big picture, not as satisfying. So my vision for this street was to create a building that, you'll excuse my expression, but the truth is, that had the balls of New York connected to it. And the Brooklyn Bridge was really what my inspiration was for this project. I wanted something that had a sense of monumental quality, but something that had a connectivity to it. Connectivity being contextual, as the Brooklyn Bridge connects these great boroughs and energy centers. I wanted something that was powerful and masculine, and I wanted sometimes that buildings are appropriately feminine. I thought this one was appropriately masculine. Masculine but graceful, and elegant, energetic, timeless, and iconoclastically rooted in the essence of New York City. To be able to create something that had timelessness to it, that was never considered trendy of the moment, but a sense of classy, of a classy expression to be added to, quite frankly, I think a beautiful street that has all different kinds of language to it. But there is one family, and the family has that window openings, and I think my architectural colleagues will explain more about that. Part of the vision also was, as you build a building of this kind, to me it was essential that the building was handcrafted, that it had a toughness to it that was individually stroked. And we wanted a stone building because, in a sense, that was the inspiration of the Brooklyn Bridge. The portage of the Brooklyn Bridge had to carry out, in a lot of ways, the timelessness of great stone and textured stone. So and I'll leave to my colleagues the vocabulary of finishes, the chipping that we selected, which was an interesting story in and of itself. But Jerusalem gold married with Palestinian handcraftness was a beautiful kind of expression of brotherhood, of coexistence that I feel particularly excited to be able to know is in the DNA of this building. What was also critical to me was that I had a design team that had taste, real taste, and demonstrated taste, had an urban understanding, sensitivity, passion for the work, and a collaborative approach to interacting and designing and constructing. The last piece of the vision was that a building of this kind deserved a magnificent sidewalk, a surface that all too often is not considered as part of the building project, but for me, very much so. Asphalt was just not appropriate, disrespectful to the entire effort. It's like going to a wedding with slippers on, and you need a great pair of shoes. And what we wanted to do there was to create something that had a symbiosis to the building, which had handcrafted quality to it, and the essence of a granite, a ballsy New York original sidewalk. It took us through the community boards, through the community board, and to the City Arts Commission with that process. Process one is to get the permission to put a granite sidewalk in, and step two is to handcraft it with a sculpted finish. This was, to me, worth every ounce of effort that a team of people and a team of neighborhood people who believed in it all participated in. And the sidewalk is there for, if you haven't seen it, you must see it. It's a part of New York. It's a part of New New York, which will be soon a part of Old New York. Neighborhood context, critically important in the design. Historic appreciation and sensitivity, necessary and satisfying. So my colleagues will talk about the essence of what it was, but the instruction to both of them was this does not have a front and a back. This has a two-facaded building, because the back side of the building is the front as it addresses Shinbone Alley and an open space into Bleecker Street. So it had, to me, it had the necessity of having its own face that had a reference to its, we'll say, parent on the front side, but nevertheless had its own integrity on the back side. So all I can tell you is it's one of the finest, to me, in my own self-judgment, one of the finest pieces of work that I've ever done in my career, and I was really privileged to work with a great team of people, of builders, and of everybody who had the contribution of adding their particular 2 cents, 5 cents, or more to the success of this project.